This is Mike in
Good
Georgia.
evening.
Hello, Mr. David. This is Mike in Georgia.
Yeah, how's Mike today?
Doing good. Doing good. How about you?
I'm great.
Well, that's even better.
I'm doing fantastical.
Fantastical, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that lady I was telling you about,
Yes,
she
sir.
uh, she came over here today and told me that she was going to get in there and she's been busy, but she wants to get in there with me. So we'll see.
Well, that's fantastic. Need any help? You know what to do. Good
Yeah,
e-
I'm. But
good
go
e-
ahead.
good evening. This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Marnie. How are you?
I'm doing great, Marnie. Glad to hear you in here tonight.
Thank you. I finally figured Skype out, as you know, but I'm still having problems with it. Sometimes it cancels itself out.
Hmm. That that's strange. I don't believe I've ever
It'll just,
experienced that.
okay, it'll just say that, I don't know what the wording is, but I don't know what's going on. But I'm in.
Very good. I'm glad you are. We've missed you.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. I missed the calls too.
Well, we have missed you the last few calls. Glad you're
Yeah.
in here tonight.
Yeah.
We also have David Mincy in here with us tonight so far.
I thought I recognized the voice. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Hi, Marnie. Good to hear you in here tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How's things in Canada?
Well, we're starting to get warm weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not super warm, but it's pretty nice.
Well, let's see who else has joined us here. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Don from Northern Indiana.
Well, good evening, Don. I'm glad to hear you in here tonight as well. We have Marnie and we have David Mincy in here tonight with us.
Hello, Marnie and David.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
How are you, Dawn?
Oh, real good. Can't complain.
That's good.
You reckon it'd help if you could?
No, I usually add when I say that. I usually keep it to myself because nobody would listen.
Well, we would listen to you. I don't know if it would help you in or not, but we would listen.
Well, really, I can't complain. I don't have any problems that amount to much, and so I really can't complain.
Well, I don't reckon we can either.
I've been doing some reading today, and
Yep.
some pretty horrible stories about how some people have it. So compared to them, I have no problems.
I can understand that.
I was reading an article by the author's name is Anthony Daniels. He's a writer and a doctor.
I've heard of him.
And I was reading it in premise. I don't know if you're familiar with Hillsdale College.
I'm familiar
It's
with the college, but I'm not. I mean, I've heard of it.
Premise is a free magazine they put out once a month. And
Okay.
I was reading an article by him. It's called "The Worldview That Makes the Underclass," and it's really an interesting story.
Yeah.
He's writing about England, but I see the same thing going on in this country. It's kind of scary when you think about what the government's doing.
I try not to. it it can get quite unnerving there. That's for sure.
Yeah. How's everybody on that end?
I'm doing good. Can't complain none. It just messed up my whole day.
Just
That's a good attitude.
I got two teenagers out front playing basketball in my driveway. My blue tick hound's trying to talk to me, and the bird's not screaming yet, so I'm doing good.
Yeah, two teenagers playing basketball instead of on the computer or some mobile device. That's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
unusual.
Nowadays. Yeah, it's certainly unusual. How is it up north there, Marnie?
It's fine, Don. I was just saying that our weather's starting to get nice. It was quite humid for a few days, but today was nice.
Good. Yeah, we had a nice day here too. We had storms last night.
Oh yeah, we've had storms this way. One not that far from us a couple nights ago, tornadoes did a lot of damage.
On that PR you was just on, Mike, how come it's stacking up on each other?
I, in all honesty, don't know which PR I was on. Was that it, or?
Yeah, see up there at the top under business owner comments, how the words stack up on each other?
Right in there?
Yeah, and over there above, just below the word business.
I don't.
See how it jumbles?
Yeah, I do see that, and I don't know. It seems like it almost always does on me. I really don't have an answer for that question. I've got to where I see it so often, I just ignore it. Yeah, it's still there. I don't have an answer for that one. I can work on spacing and letter size and everything in my PR and keep my PR from doing that. But that's part of the template that IBO puts up there, and I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Sandy's PRs stack up on each other, but all the way through her PR, you know?
Well, mine do too. If I try to write the PR in the PR editor, the text editor that IBO provides, that's why I usually write it off in some other format and then just copy and paste it over here. And then once I get it over here, I can adjust, a little bit one way or the other, so that I got my part of the PR is, shows up okay. But that almost always, that's part of their template, and it's almost always that way. I really don't have an answer as to why. I noticed. I think if I remember right, I noticed you had a new PR up there tonight, Mr. Mincy.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Marnie had a new one up there. I think that's the same one Sandy had up there last time we were looking, and that's not a new one for Don. But Don, I thought I read a new PR by you and commented on it. Maybe it was an old one I read and commented on.
Yeah, I seen that today. Bill Bateman drug out one from about a year ago.
He's good about doing that. He really is. He likes to get them and bounce them back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an old one. I think it was about a year ago or more.
All right. Well, I've commented on it again today, so.
Well, thank you.
We keep an old one bouncing around up there.
Yeah, it's good to drag them out once in a while.
And some of the better ones it is, really. You know, some of them good information, and it doesn't hurt to bring them back out for some of the new people to see. I've been known to do that. I've got a couple years worth of PRs there stacked up that I can go back and drag out, and I can drag out some old ones most people won't even remember. So, good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy.
Well, good evening, Sandy. We're glad to hear you in here tonight.
Glad to be here. How is everybody?
Well, I'm doing great.
Good.
I'll let everybody else tell you how they're doing.
Hi, Sandy. I'm doing fine. It's Marty.
Hi, Marnie. Missed you.
Oh, thank you.
Sandy,
Hi,
did you Sandy, did you get my message on the Skype chat room?
I did, and I haven't had a chance to check that out, but it made a lot more sense than what I was typing in.
Yeah.
I had rockabye and rockify. I just wasn't hearing what you were spelling at all.
Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, it's me. Sorry I'm late. I got tied up doing some emailing.
I guess it's all right
Hi,
that you're
Reverend
late
Dave.
since you did show up.
I wanted to show up, but I didn't realize the passage of time and got caught up with a project, so. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Hey,
That's good.
Hi, Dave. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good morning. I've been praying for you. You've been on my mind recently. I don't know why. Is everything okay?
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. That's what I do. I pray and I obey.
That's a good way to live.
Amen.
How's your wife doing?
She's still hurting, but some better. She likes the central air. She likes the constant cool and the fact that it was 90 degrees here for Tuesday and Wednesday, and that she was in the cool comfort of her home. And we pretty much put up all the pictures and got all the moving in done.
Oh,
Wow.
Now I just need to take out the boxes that we had, because I don't ever want to move again. This really sucks. I hate to move. Every time I move, I'm thinking, this is the last time, and then
Never again, right?
this is central air, and even if I make $1 million, I don't think I'll leave. I think I'll stay right here. It's a gated community. It's a very nice atmosphere. It's a great clientele. People greet you on the street when you're going to go get your mail or take the trash out, and just very friendly people. And the administration's very good. So I don't think they may have just pulled a hearse up to the door and trucked me out of here. when it's time to go. So
Well, let's don't do
that's
that
my
anytime
plan
soon.
anyway. So,
Well, that's good for
but
you.
I think everybody knows that God told me how I'm going to die. So I've got a few years to go. So.
Well, that's good.
So does anybody not know how I'm going to die?
I
I
don't.
know.
Oh, well, I'm going to be 103 years old. I'm going
Wow.
to be chasing after a 21-year-old girl in a miniskirt to get hit by a bus.
Oh,
So
Oh, what a way to go.
just pull the hearse up next to me and truck me in. So I'll be all set.
Oh, me.
So,
We'll run it at 103.
yep, and it's still got sex drive. That's the amazing thing.
Only you would say something like similar to that. I'll put it
That's true. That's true. I'm pretty original. So. But I came to listen to what everybody else had to say. I've said my piece for now.
Oh, we was just fixing to turn the floor over to you for you to share with us tonight because you was late.
you got elected.
Well, I did have something I wanted to say, and it's kind of important. All of us, none of us are as young as we used to be.
Who's not?
All of us. All of us is not as young as we used to be. And I think that's a pretty true statement. But I think we need to take time every single day to remember why we're laboring for the Lord or for our prosperity. But I think we need to take time every day to remember and to enjoy what we have right now. And let's face it, none of us are living on the streets, and there are people that are doing that. I think we all have a pretty good income that generates enough so we could eat, and that's pretty obvious for me. But I think we need to remember what we're laboring for and to enjoy what we can right now every single day, and not to take it lightly, and not to just burn ourselves out by doing all work and not taking a little bit of time to play. So this last week, that's become very apparent to me. Since my wife hasn't felt good, I want to enjoy her while I can, because she's not going to be here forever. None of us are. And I want to enjoy her while I can, and I want to enjoy my friends while I can. I want to enjoy life while I can. And even in my limited capacity with what my finances are, and they're not bad. My finances aren't bad, but I want them to get a lot better. And I need to set a goal for myself each day to stop and smell the roses and to remember what I'm laboring for a future date, for the better days, for the much better days. And to keep in mind that I can enjoy right now what I have. And that, since we moved in here, that became very apparent to me that I need to enjoy what I have now and not be disparaging because I'm not spending all my time on business. So I just want to encourage you to take the time to smell the roses, to take a walk in the neighborhood, to enjoy a movie, to do something that you enjoy doing every day, and not to regret it because you're not spending all your time on your business. And that's what I wanted to say today.
Would make a great blog, Reverend Dave.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
maybe
so.
I might try to write that out. So
You all know who Joseph Prince is. He's a preacher from Singapore, and he does a show, but we get his devotion every day. And today's devotion was pretty much what you were saying, that give thanks. Don't keep begging God for this and begging God for that. Give thanks for what you have. and God will multiply it many times over. But be grateful for what you've got. And that's so true. We just, when none of us starving, when none of us, drinking dirty water and not able to find a clean drink of water, with none of us being abused by, terrorists, not right now anyway. And so we have so much to be grateful for, all of us. And we are, definitely.
That we do. We've got a lot to be grateful for, and we've got a lot of opportunity to provide for ourselves and others and help others. So,
I agree with, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I agree with what Dave said and what Sandy said, because when I get really down and out, I always thank myself because I have a roof over my head, food in my tummy. I can walk, I can do this, I can do that, and then I picture or see other people that are worse off than we are.
This is very, very much true.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to just stop and consider how fortunate we really are.
I saw an article. I forget where I saw it. It might have been on IBO, but they were talking about the condition in the third world countries. That even the most destitute of the homeless here in the United States would be preferable to what they have over in some of these third world countries. And it just breaks my heart that this has to happen, because I know there's farmers here in America that are being told, don't farm your land because it'll create an overage, and I mean they're being paid to not farm their lands. And when there's so many starving in these third world countries, I'm thinking, what a waste. I mean, we can make a real dent in the food population for people if we just farmed all our land that we have sitting vacant right now. So, but don't get me started on politics. You don't want that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's don't go off into politics for sure. I'm sure we all have our own opinions of politics, and we probably don't need to get into sharing that.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. So David Mincy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, start us off by sharing with us. Share it's your opportunity now. Share with us.
Well, I try to live my entire life helping others. That's what I live for. I live for others. I'm in the business now that I'm in outside of Stiford because of others. I had a mother and a daughter, and they both had to have heart surgery at the same time, so I started a business that I could be available for them. That's what I'm about. I'm a group leader in a addictions program. It's called Reformers Unanimous. We have 1,000 chapters all over the world, and I help people with their addictions. What I do.
Let me clarify that you're not helping them with the addiction. You're helping them to overcome the addiction. I hope.
Right. Teaching them how to teaching them how they can be free.
There you go. That is a noble cause. I think all of us are.
And and I was thinking of something that Reverend Dave said, about how he wanted to enjoy his wife. And that's noble there, too, because, I had a daughter that I was loaned. She was on loan to me from God, and she wasn't my biological child, but I raised her from 16 months to 33 years old and got her educated, and she had 4 levels on a bachelor's degree and one class away from having a master's. And she was just a good kid, you know, and now she's gone home to be with the Lord, and she's up there doing somersaults and cartwheels and walking on the streets of gold, and not, you know, no more pain. Now she just got it made now.
Got it made.
And I'll get to see her someday.
Yep, you will that. Marty, how are things up in Canada? I know you had some questions about Skype still. Why don't you share with us and share anything else that's on your mind tonight?
I'd rather not say right at the moment. As you know, I've been pretty slack, but I've been talking to myself, and I think I'm basically about ready to get myself going again.
Oh, well, that's great. And, you know, we're all here to help you any way we can.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
What's going on with your Skype?
I don't know what's really going on with my Skype. I couldn't get in the one night, like I said to you, so
Right.
somehow it asked if you wanted to use Facebook or Twitter, so I clicked Facebook, which was the biggest mistake I made. And I ended up having so many people from Facebook on Skype, and I had a real list on Skype, and that's when I asked you how to delete it, and you told me which way to do it, or what way to do it with what you had to work with, but it wouldn't work my end. And I just got playing with it one night, and I don't even know what I chose, and it took them off. But
Did
so
it
I'm
take
back
off
to
all
normal.
your original ones, or did everything,
just
or
just the ones from Facebook.
just the ones from Facebook?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the ones from
And
Facebook wound up there, but that's
I have
interesting.
no idea. All I know is when I tried to get into Skype one night, you know how things pop up and you click this,
Yeah.
like that. Well, that's what I was doing, and it said Facebook or Twitter, and I chose Facebook, and next thing I know, I have a contacts all from Facebook on my Skype, and it was a terrible mess. And the next thing I know, I said to you earlier that sometimes I will, when I go on the computer, it says that Skype has disconnected or whatever. So I'm not having, I don't know why it's doing that. Because I remember saying to you that was one reason why I missed
Yeah.
Tuesday's call, because I couldn't get into Skype.
That's one of the reasons I wanted you to talk about that just a little bit, see if anybody had any ideas, because I've never had that particular experience. Skype does some things sometimes that frustrates me, but I've never had that particular experience. I just wondered if anybody else have had that.
Well, my experience with Skype is I couldn't use Skype unless I used the app, because no matter what I did, they kept locking me out for 24 hours. I couldn't get it set up for some reason. And
Did you
I put
finally
the app
accomplish
on
that?
there. Huh?
Did you finally get it to work, or?
Yeah, I got the app working, the Skype app, but I can't use the other Skype through Windows 8.1. I have to use the app for it.
That's
And,
that's strange, because I'm running Windows 8.1 on both computers here on desktop, and I have both the Skype app and the Skype for desktop, for Windows desktop. And I use Skype for Windows desktop simply because I like it better. It's more closer to what I'm used to from when I was running XP, and I'm better able to manipulate things on there and do what I want with it. I do have the Skype app on there, But the Skype app doesn't seem to do everything that the Windows, desktop Skype does. I don't know if
Okay, I got the Windows one, but what do you mean by the app one?
well, if you're running, I think Windows 7 or above, they have an application, just kind of like an application you'd put on your cell phone. They run applications, and you just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it there, but it's just I opened up Windows, and it has all these nice, pretty colorful boxes, and I can find the app, just one of the color boxes, and it says it's got the Skype symbol on it and everything, and it runs an app. See if I can open it up here without messing everything else up. I'm talking on Skype right now, so I don't want to mess it up. But yeah, there. That if you're, I don't even know if you can see that or not. You probably can't. But because I don't see my Screencast-O-Matic showing up on here. But anyway, it's just different, and it doesn't seem to have all the functions the app doesn't have. It works real well. It's just not quite as easy to move around and manipulate as the Windows desktop version is.
Well, I heard several people say that you should keep your, whichever they mean, I'm not sure, your older Skype because they said the newer version seems to create more problems.
The older Skype is the Skype for Windows desktop, which is what I wound up using most of the time, because that's the version that I was familiar with when I was running XP.
Right.
But I have found that I could just go in and download it to my desktop here in Windows 8.1 and run that same version, and it works well. At least it's a lot more comfortable for me to use because it's more like what I'm used to seeing. That's one of the reasons I asked. I was concerned about David. You said you couldn't run the Windows for desktop. You could run the app. I'm able to run both of them on both machines.
Well, I couldn't get. I don't know what the problem was. I'd tell them that I was having problems, and they'd send me a code by email, and I'd put that code in there, and I tried it so many times they kept blocking me out for 24 hours at a time. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal was with it.
I don't know either.
Well, I've heard other people have problems with Skype. I don't know in what form, but like I said, I was told several times to keep the version of Skype I have. Don't upgrade it, because they said upgrading it makes it more complicated and it's not as good as the older version. So I don't know.
If you go to the app, it's not that it doesn't work, and it's not that it doesn't work well. Actually, it just doesn't seem to have all the features, and it's not as easy to navigate around for me. There are other people probably a lot smarter than I am can do that without any trouble. But for me, the Windows for desktop program is much more easier for me to use. It's easier for me to do searches. It's easier for me to do, to add new contacts and delete contacts, and which is the problem you was having. What all I do is I can just do a right click on the person's name, and I can go in there and click block, and it'll ask me if I want to delete as well or remove, and I can just remove them if I want to. So. Let's see here. have so much running on these desktops, it's hard for me to find things. This is the Skype for Windows here for Windows Desktop. That's on the screen share right now. If anybody's looking at the screen share, and it seems to work pretty well. Of course, I'm running. That's what I'm using for a phone call right now. So I always call via Skype, and it just seems a lot better and a lot more stable than the Windows app.
Yeah, I quit using the app. I stay on my phone most of the time because I used to be able to use Skype to talk to Linworth.
Yeah.
But I signed up to, for the money, and I let it get down to $3.86, and they're going to automatically take it out when it gets down to $2. So I quit using it. So I went back to the phone.
Okay. Well, Skype has a program that gives me unlimited calling for the states and Canada and some of the islands, and that usually costs me less than $30 a year. I don't know exactly how much the price is, but
I haven't been able to find a yearly plan. They're going to just burn my money up and then automatically take another $10 out. And then when I burn that, it'll take another $10 out. I haven't found the yearly.
That's your Skype credit. That's not the yearly plan. I would tell you how I find that, but off the top of my head, I don't know. I just, and playing with it, I find it, and sometimes what I have to do. I just have to hunt for things till I do find it. I think it's under tools.
Yeah, I've been in there trying to. I've been playing with a lot of things here lately, trying to figure out how to set up a fan page on Facebook, because I had the same problem Sandy did. I friended somebody, and I thought it was my business page, and it linked up with my personal page, and I don't want that happening.
No. Maybe it's under Skype.
Account?
You got account, but then you buy Skype credit. Now Skype credit is what you've been using. That's what you went $10, and then it's just been going down. But somewhere I found the I don't know. See, I've had Skype credit. I've had that same $12.59 for years and years. It's a subscription is what I have. I have the unlimited U.S. Canada 12-month subscription, which costs me about it's less than $30 a year. I don't know. I update that once a year, so it's hard for me to remember.
Do they notify you when it's up for?
Well, yeah, they do. Which is usually probably why I was having trouble finding it, because usually they do that and they just give me a link to click on, and I do that and everything goes. And they got the auto recharge and stuff like that. So subscription, there it is under account details, and then you got subscriptions. If I can manage to get out of this without cutting my phone call off now. There we go. Don, you need to change your IVO exchange and put more coins on there. It runs through yours too quick for me. I have to go attend to it every now and then. That's what the second screen on my desk here is doing. It's running IBO Exchange. I have to go over and click on it every now and then. Sandy, let me pass the ball over to you since things slowed down here just a little bit. Have you got anything you want to add that's of interest to us tonight?
No, only that Skype is a total mystery to me, so I use it very seldom.
I use it.
Whenever I get a request for adding somebody, if I don't know their name, I generally decline. Because,
Right.
like Marnie, you could have dozens and dozens of people there, and all they're going to do is hit you up for, spending money or going onto their program.
That is a problem here lately. I get a lot of what I call spammers on Skype.
Yeah.
Most of them from Africa and Europe and India and places like that. But
yeah.
That's how I'm real familiar with blocking someone and removing them. So the other night I got a call at 2:30 in the morning. Somebody calling me on Skype. My cell phone also has Skype on it. It has a Skype app on it, and they were calling me. I think I heard the bell ring. Did someone else just join us? This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
It's Don, Mike. I had to run a little bit ago, so I just dropped off and I got back and called back in.
Very good, very good. I think say it's a little bit early for your phone to be dropping you off.
Yeah. The person that mows my lawn was here, and I was out of gas for the mower, so I had to run and get some gas.
Okay. Alrighty. You missed my comment about the IBO Exchange. I think.
Yeah.
I said you need to put more coins on there so that it'll run longer. I keep having to go over and tend to it. It's been running your ads here or your PR pages, your social IBO social here. It's been running that for quite a while here now for me. So. But yours is shorter than most of them.
Except the ones I spend 20 coins on, I limit them to a certain amount.
I understand. I do the same thing. But the ones with 20 coins, they last a couple minutes, a minute and a half or whatever, and I don't have to tend to them quite as frequently.
Yeah. When I come back on, I heard Sandy talking about spammers, I think.
We was talking about Skype. She was talking about she doesn't use Skype a whole lot because one of the problems she has is a lot of spammers coming in on Skype. I have that same problem. I call them spammers. I don't know what you'd call them actually, but they're pretty obviously people I don't want to talk to.
Unwanted calls.
Unwanted calls is good. They're obviously unwanted calls for me, and especially at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's dreadful.
Well, what's really dreadful is, I don't normally go to bed until about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So at 2:30 in the morning, I was getting just asleep, and then
just getting to sleep, yeah.
My phone started ringing there, and of course I didn't talk to them. All I did was reach over there and hit the hang up button and hung them up. The next day, I come opened up Skype and went in and blocked them and then removed them. So I still don't know who they were, but I didn't really care. I checked their profile. I'll get the right word here in a minute. I checked their profile, and if people have nothing in their profile whatsoever, I generally won't accept them into my contact list. And and unless it happens to be someone that I know personally and know I want them there. But if it's not someone that I know and they don't have anything in their profile except a username, like I had one. Oh, I can't even remember what the name was. It was something really strange. See if I can. I didn't delete them yet. So let's see if I can bring it up here and see what their name was. But I know it was strange enough that well, I ain't smart enough to bring it up without cutting my phone call off. But anyway, their name was I don't know, Skiddly Doo or something like that. It was not obviously not a business type name, username that they'd been using. It wasn't a real name. They didn't even have their real name in the profile. And people like that, I just hit the delete button. I don't accept them. So if they're wanting to do business with me, they need to at least have a real name and know who they are, and preferably put a picture on there and things like that. It's always good to have a picture on there because I like to know who I'm dealing with and who I'm doing business with.
That's pretty much the way I handle them unknowns on any of the networks. If I don't recognize them or there's no picture or any attempt at other than a connection, I usually just delete them.
That's my policy.
Yeah, I had an email from Skyforp the other day, and a person named Faked, Faked, had gone to my website, and I thought, there's a good solid name. Good prospect.
Hey, I think he signed up for as a pre-enrollee on me here a while back.
Gonna try us all, I guess.
I remember that fake.
Yeah. Terrific. Yeah, when I was with Express Healthcare, I was getting like groups of 5 or 6 a day. Very often, it would be every day or every other day. And I got all excited the first time I saw it. I thought, wow, look at this,
Yeah.
6 opt-ins in one day. Wow, And looking at it, there were phone numbers. The phone numbers were not 9 digits. They were like 10 digits, but it wasn't a country code at the beginning.
Oh.
And they were all like that, but they all had the craziest, funniest emails. Flying Rocket Man at Gmail or some stupid stuff, But they were so funny, and after a while, of course, you just delete them. But it was nobody knew why, how, what was causing it, and what they were doing. I have no idea. But it happened to Julie Klein, was my upline, and she was getting them too. So yeah, it was interesting. But that's name of the game, I guess.
Well, yep. I don't know. I don't think we have any system, email, Skype. Even IBO's not immune to it with people
No.
doing that sort of thing. I don't know why they do it or what they're after, or I don't give them a chance to tell me because I usually just delete them.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing that whenever I get a new associate, and the first thing I get is a private message pitching their product. I delete them immediately. I don't even give them a chance. I'm done.
Yeah.
Especially you just be inundated with it. I mean, to be never ending. So
That's true.
get it done. If they can't be an associate, they can't message you. So.
That's that's very true, but that's also something to remember when you're making first contact. That's a Star Trek term, by the way. First contact
First contact. Okay.
on on IBO or even Facebook, Twitter, any of them. When you're making that first contact, if you get in there and you just immediately start slamming them with your opportunity and your business and this you and that you, when you get the you-itis, I call it, then you don't, all you do is wind up and turn people off. So I usually take the first two or three times, and if conversation will go that far, then that's great. Then I can usually establish enough of a contact, enough of a relationship there that we can start discussing what each other does and what's interesting. What is interesting to them, and then I find out what they're doing. I find out what's interesting to me, and we see how how we can mesh together. But if the first thing, well, I just make it a policy. The first thing I do, if on first contact, if they just gonna start slamming me with all their information, why I should join this and why everything's better, and so I usually don't go back to them. I usually don't reply to them. I just just like you said, delete them. But that's always a real good thing to remember, because if you turn around and do the same thing, other people are going to treat you the same way. They're going to delete you. And our number one goal here is to establish a relationship and start relationship marketing and building that relationship so that we can find out how we can help other people and share with them. You never can tell, they may be able to help us. I think I went all the way around the circle. Dave, is Rev Dave still in here, or did he backed out on us?
No, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Alrighty. I guess I hadn't talked to you in a little while. You got anything else you want to add to us tonight before we go away?
No, I just appreciate everybody being on the call tonight, and really think the world of all of you. I pray for all of you every day by name, and it's usually a couple hours each night. I pray on my computer and just go over my list, and I think the world of all of you, and want you to know you're being prayed for.
Well, we're mighty glad to have you in here tonight. We've been missing you when in your recent trials and tribulations. There, you weren't able to be in here, and we did miss you too. So we're mighty glad you've been able to get back with us. We appreciate that. Marnie as well. We're glad that you're able to been back in here tonight. Marnie, do you have anything else you want to add? Close out tonight.
No, I don't mind. It's just the same as what Dave says, and hopefully I'll be on the call next week with everybody and go from there.
Well, we appreciate you being in here tonight. I know tonight's Thursday night, and sometimes you have other obligations that keep you from being here on Thursday, so we really appreciate you being here tonight. And
those obligations, I'm usually okay Thursday nights now. Tuesday nights, it's kind of iffy.
Okay, we swapped around there. Okay, well that's...
Kind of, yeah, sort of, yeah.
Anyway, we're mighty glad to have you in here when you can be in here.
Thank you.
You definitely add to our group, add to our little mastermind here. Don, do you have anything else you want to add to the group tonight, or put in before your phone cuts us off?
I've enjoyed the call, and I need a PR on IBO, and I got an idea for one in the conversation tonight.
Well, that's good.
On first contact.
All right. Well, I look forward to reading it then.
Okay.
It's going to be Star Trek one.
Yeah, Star Trek. I think
I won't be on the call Tuesday night, Mike. We're going up to New Jersey, and we'll be gone a few days.
All right.
I definitely won't be on Tuesday night.
Jersey? Who wants to go to Jersey?
Well, my granddaughter is competing in Taekwondo competitions, international competitions there in Jersey. Actually, she'll be leaving here on Friday, and she'll be there all weekend. So.
Oh, wow.
And if she wins,
Where is she going? Where is she going in New Jersey?
I don't know exactly. I do know that if she wins the competition this weekend, that she will be qualified to go to the Pan Am Games in Mexico in September, and it'll be all expenses paid for
Wow.
and everything. So she's already got a pretty busy weekend. I mean, a pretty busy summer going here, but that'll just be adding even more to it on into the fall. So anyway.
Oh, God bless her.
I pity the boy that tries to date her, because if he gets out of line, it's all over.
Oh man, well, we don't have a lot of concern in that area because she's.
I mean, between her and her mom, there's trouble afoot.
Well, they're both black belts, so my granddaughter's will be in September. She'll be a black belt 2nd degree. So.
Oh, good grief.
So it's that's pretty exciting. We got all the confidence in the world that she can take care of herself. Sometimes if I got to go somewhere, I kind of like to have her with me. David Mincy. Go ahead, Don.
Never to date a girl that could beat me up.
David Mincy, have you got anything you want to finish us up with tonight?
Yeah, I got something. I
All
went
right.
to a website that was ran by Harley Peterson,
Yes, sir.
and I want to know how them websites are so strong. If you ever go to them, every time you hit your internet button, that same website's up there. How do they get that so strong like that? Like you can't get rid of it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't usually try to get rid of Harley. Harley's got a pretty good site.
No, I'm just saying. No, I like Harley. It's just that I don't understand how they show up. Like after I shut the thing down and I click on the internet again, it's back up again.
It's got to be something to do with your setting, because it doesn't happen on mine. The only thing I see all the time is Don and Dave on IBO Exchange.
Yeah.
I say that there, and Dave's up on my screen right this second. So
Keep clicking on them, Mike.
No,
I'm trusting in you to make a good decision.
I keep clicking on them. You ought to be getting lots of clicks.
I am.
Between you and Don. Well, there's another one that says Dave Whitmer's website here. There's some good information there. Dave has some real good information on a good product. I'm not going to promote it by name, but I will say that if you run across his sites, take time to look at it and watch it. He always has a little video on there. Watch the video. See what he's got to offer you there. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to pass it out to the whole team. Anybody else have anything they want to add tonight before we close out? We're getting just about Don's cell phone time.
Oh, just quickly, I had a problem keeping my banner up on the ads and IBO on my social page.
Yeah.
And the banner would show up fine when I was setting up the ad. You know how you preview it; it looks fine.
Uh-huh.
And I'd get it onto the social site. It wouldn't be there. So I complained. I sent in a ticket probably a month ago. Then I sent in another ticket a couple of weeks ago. And I guess with the new help desk staff, they got it straightened out, and they've sent me 2 emails telling me that they're working on it and it should be fine. So they're really on top of things now. So if you have something that you need help with, I think the IBO help desk is probably going to be a little better than it has been.
I think it's going to be a whole lot better. They sent me an email today apologizing to me because I had put a ticket in, probably 2 months ago.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
sent me an email today apologizing for not having responded to that, and explaining to me that they have, got all new system there and everything's set up and working. And that if I still had a problem, let them know and they'd take care of it immediately. But fortunately, I figured out the problem was me and not them anyway. So I solved it a long time ago. But anyway, they are.
I'm going
on
to
the
say
ball.
I'm going to say something about the press releases and how impossible it is to get a press release in and looking like you printed it up. And see if that does any good. Might help.
It
So,
it absolutely might help. I don't know. We never had that problem before until they gave us the capability of doing things with HTML, and then all this started happening. But I will say that I do not put my PRs directly to in their
I
editor.
never do. I put them on Word, and I copy them from Word onto the site, and I have always done that and never had a problem before all this new nonsense.
Right.
And I mean, I'm enough of a perfectionist that it drives me. It drives me up the wall.
I agree with you 100%. That's why I use another editor, another system, and post it and get everything all looking like I want to. Then I put it into their editor. I copy and paste it over in their editor, and then I use the little box trick that Don showed us, and I look and see how it looked. Yeah, I found that when you do that, you can get it looking real nice there, but that still doesn't exactly look the same way as it does when it goes live. However, it allows me to get things spaced out and working so that it does look a whole lot better. So it's just, I've just gotten to the habit now. That's the way I do it. So, and it seems to work for me, but it was a whole lot nicer when I could just type it straight into their text editor.
Yeah, I put the blogs on Syndicated Express and on WordPress. Never have those problems. So whatever editor they're using is just off the walls. So I'll send in a support ticket the next time I do a blog and I wind up with that problem. I'll complain and see what happens.
Well, you might get an answer that'll help us all there. We look forward to the answer.
Might help.
Okay. Right. Does anybody else have anything else you want to add? With that, I'm going to say good night. We'll look forward to seeing everybody back here on Tuesday night. There is a webinar tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, another one at noon on Saturday, and another one 10 o'clock on Tuesday night. But we'll be back again here Tuesday night. Looking forward to seeing everybody here, and I appreciate everybody being here tonight. With that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night, everybody. God bless you.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night. Take care, everyone.